The goal was that Universal go into the vaults and they pull out a reel and they dust it off and it says Jurassic World Rebirth and they go, what was this? I don't remember doing this.
Come on! Run!
It's not bad, is it? It's all right. No, it's crazy. It's so crazy that it's sort of easy to imagine it's not happening. And I did imagine it wasn't happening for like the whole time we were making it. It was, you just go, as a fan, you know, like, because this is the thing, is you sort of think, oh, there's a lot of pressure. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of fans in the world. But as a fan myself, I feel like the most pressure is my own pressure. Like, the original Jurassic Park that Spielberg did is an absolute masterpiece. And just being even in the same world as that, it's like there's so much pressure to even get slightly close to touching the very bottom of it, you know? And so it's like, I felt a lot of pressure in myself to make it as good as possible, but equally, you can get paralyzed by that. So you have to kind of weirdly imagine you're in a dream or something and it's not really happening, and it's very easy to do that. And I was saying that we tried to create a situation, and one of the reasons I operate the camera when it's handheld a lot in the film, and I think the main reason I was doing that is to convince myself it was a small movie, because when you're holding the camera, I'm just looking at the actors, right? All I can see in front of me are the actors. So it looks like 5 people, but as soon as you turn around and you have a break, you see like 200 people. And so it was like a nice way to convince myself that there wasn't all this pressure on the film. And then in post, I remember sitting on my computer in my bedroom at home. It was like really late one night, and I was doing some VFX reviews, and I suddenly heard the movie, and I was like, shit, am I accidentally playing the film on a TV somewhere? I'm not supposed to do that. I'll be like, they'll kill me. And so I like went out and like trying to listen to where this sound was coming from, and I looked, and I saw a trailer for the movie on the TV, and it was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like somehow this has all come out of our computers, gone into somewhere in the world, been broadcast in America and beamed back to the room that it began in. And you realize, oh, this is not small at all. This is like a massive thing. And I'm sort of glad that we managed to convince ourselves it was for a bit.
It's real. Look at that.
Yeah.
The theme park owners did experimental work, leaving only the worst ones here.
So we shot it on 35mm with Panavision cameras, anamorphic, vintage lenses. We wanted it to feel like, basically the goal was that Universal go into the vaults and they pull out a reel and they dust it off and it says Jurassic World Rebirth and they go, what was this? I don't remember doing this. And it's like some film from the 90s that they forgot they made. And that was like how we wanted the aesthetic to look. And so we shot it with all that equipment and tried to do it that old school way, kind of in a way. And I fell in love with film. It's the first film I've shot on film. I also felt like it might be my last, you know? And so I was like, basically, we all linked arms. It was quite tricky getting it done, but we all were like, we're shooting on this film, you know, or you'll have to kill us. And so we ended up doing it on 35mm. And I'm so pleased. There's something about the colors, you get into color science when you care about this stuff. And it's something that film can do very easily, that digital, it's really hard to do as well, with skin tones, and there's like just a contrast in it. And I wanted basically this audience to go to the cinema and have that nostalgic, like really feel like those films that we grew up loving and why we got into filmmaking, that it just felt like something from the past that had come back up. So what happened was we shot in the Mediterranean and we went to Malta, because one of the things you can do in Malta is you can just go a few miles out into the ocean and look around and you get like nearly a 360 of nothingness. And but they've also got in Malta this tank, which is, you fill it up with water. There's 2 of them there, and you fill them up with water, and if you get the camera low enough, in theory, it blends in with the ocean behind it. And that's why they built it. But obviously with visual effects now, we can do even more. And so we had the special effects guys built this. It was the first time it had been done underwater, but a gimbal, you know, like something that can operate like a giant gimbal, like you get on a theme park ride, like a so the whole boat was controlled by this robotic arm, but everything was underwater as well, so it could do it in the ocean, you know, in the water, what looked like the ocean. And then obviously Industrial Light and Magic, these geniuses, and I was obviously really nervous about it before we began filming, because water is one of the hardest things to do with visual effects. And they showed me these early tests, and I didn't realize, like I remember sending this test of a mosasaur coming out of the water and sent it to David Koepp, the writer, and was like, check this out. And he thought I was sending him some footage I'd found on YouTube of a whale. And it was only like about an hour later, he wrote back and went, holy shit. I just realized this is VFX, you know, like, because it just looks so real. I would say they've gotten really good at this, but it's actually a few key, super talented people that have gotten really good at it. And so, yeah, so all the environments in this film, we went to real places and real jungles, waterfalls, mangroves, everything, but we augmented them, like there's little tweaks in the computer that hopefully people don't really notice.